Hi guys, hope you are well and keeping safe. Welcome again to my channel. For my new members, welcome. Thank you so much for clicking. Make sure you subscribe, like the video and leave a comment. My name is Mary. I'm a registered nurse working here in Kenya. And in today's video guys, I just wanted to share with you, why people always think that nurses are rude. I don't know what they normally mean that nurses are rude. Some say nurses have attitudes. Some say nurses cannot help you when you go to a certain hospital, maybe for one or two reasons. And yeah, I wanted to just highlight some of the reasons that people think maybe nurses are rude. And to start with, let me tell you guys, like the most people who will always be there, who are so caring, who will always listen to you when you have a problem. When you go to any hospital that you go, you will encounter a nurse. And let me tell you guys, nurses are angels. And actually, sometimes it's just the pressure that we go through, the nature of our work. We understand that every work or every job has its own challenges, but nursing has its own unique, very unique challenges that are sometimes so hard to bear. Sometimes it's very traumatizing to us psychologically, and we just try to make sure that we be there to our clients, or we be there to our patients to make sure that we keep them comfortable and we make them happy. We just give them hope. And guys, to start with, I told you earlier, nature of our work. For example, put in your shoe, you are a nurse in a certain hospital. Maybe you are taking care of this of a certain client who really needed your help. You are trying the best that you could as a nurse. You tried attending to this patient. You are trying everything, like just to keep this patient comfortable. And you realize that this patient is complicating and complicated. Complicating, the situation is getting much worse. And you see the patient is not maybe recovering. And you try to alert the doctor. You try doing this and that, just to save the life of this patient. And unfortunately, you lost that patient. You are a nurse, you lost that patient. You are trying now, after a few minutes, you are trying to communicate to the relatives what happened and that you have lost the client. And the relatives now are mad at you. They want even to slap at you. They don't want to listen to you. Some of them, we understand it's because of the denial and everything, but this is just a simple nurse who is trying to explain to you what happened, and we lost the patient. But some relative, they will not even understand. There's a case where I heard somewhere that the relatives slapped a nurse just because the nurse broke the news to the relative that they have lost their kin. Some things we were never taught in nursing schools or in nursing colleges, and sometimes it's so hard to approach to these relatives. So maybe you had a very bad day, you just experienced a patient who died in your hands. You tried explaining to the relatives are on your neck. They want to slap you. They don't want to listen to you, and at the end of the day, maybe you have to continue attending to other patients. And you go to attend to a certain patient in a certain room, maybe you are going to give medication. Only this patient will complain to you about a food that is undercooked, or the food that is undersalted. She just says, sister, mbona hii chakula yenu hainanga chumvi mingi, ama mbona hii chakula yenu haipikwi vizuri. And so you are like, you just lost a patient. A lot is going through your mind, and here comes a patient who is complaining the food that is undercooked. So you try explaining to this mother, or you try to tell them, why can't you ask someone maybe who brought the food to you? Of course, you cannot tell her like that professionally, but like, you just had a bad day, guys. A lot is going through your mind, and some things, asking a nurse certain questions, sometimes actually it becomes so hard for us to answer in a good way, and that makes people think that we have attitude. And in real sense, actually, there is a waiter or a housekeeper who was attending to you, or how do we normally call them? Waiters, who brings food to you. and it's not the first time. Maybe this is the second time you are realizing the food is undersalted, the food is undercooked. Why can't you just ask this person who is bringing food to you? Ask this person, why is this food always undersalted? You cannot wait for a nurse, or you just ring the bell to ask the nurse why the food is undercooked. So I hope you get or you understand my point, guys. Sometimes it's the nature of our work, what we go through a lot, and every day has its own challenges. Sometimes maybe you experience or you see a patient who is really in pain, in a lot of pain, and you have to attend to this patient immediately, like as soon. And another patient is calling you, and this patient maybe she only needs maybe water, or she wants drinking water, or she wants salt, something so minor. And you try to tell her, Mom, I'm attending to someone else who is in pain. Please give me maybe 2 minutes or 5 minutes, I'll be back to you. And this patient will not understand you, like, why are you not considering her? It's also a need. We have to attend to you. But remember, in nursing, we have something called prioritization. What is more important? Someone is in pain and you are here, you want salt. I cannot leave someone who is in severe pain just to give you salt. So maybe you are very few on that shift or on that day, and your colleagues are attending to some things also which are also important. You cannot just go and tell a nurse who is giving medication to tell her to come and give you salt. So when you go attend to this other patient, you come in the room, try explaining why you delayed. This mother has attitude. She's not even talking to you. She's not responding. You are rude. You have attitude. Then you will start hearing patients complain about the entire hospital now. It's not even that specific nurse. They will go around saying this hospital is bad, nurses are rude, they cannot attend to you on time. I requested for this salt many hours ago, up to now hiyo chakula yenu ataacha ikae. Imagine. And you tried explaining to her or him about the situation, like, there's a patient who needs my attention more, my care more. Like, yeah, guys, we cannot just leave a patient who is suffering, who is in much pain, who is bleeding, who needs a blood transfusion, just to come and give you salt or drinking water. Like, you can wait. So that actually makes most of people not to understand the nature of our work. Like, it's very, very different, guys, and sometimes it's so overwhelming, with a lot of stress and pressure from everywhere. And sometimes maybe the shift is so busy and the ward is so full, and you are maybe 2 or 3 nurses, and you have to do everything. Like, documentation is there, and mostly when you do paperwork, you have to document in the cardex. It's not you are not documenting on the maybe on the computers. That one is a bit fast. You have to write manually on papers. You have to give medication. You have to take vitals. At the same time, you have to attend those patients who need immediate care, those emergencies. So many things at a go, and sometimes even you don't even find time even to take water, or even to have tea or lunch. It's so hard, guys. I remember some of the times when I go, you carry a bottle of water, and when you go to shift, you report to work, you get a report, and you start working. The ward is so full. You have to be busy the whole day. You cannot even sip that water. Only in the evening, maybe you are changing, you remember you had some water somewhere. So, guys, you also have to understand us. And, guys, let me tell you, it's not actually all nurses are rude. Most nurses are angels. These are the people that will always care for you during admission. Anytime you go to any hospital, you will never miss to meet a nurse, and nurses will be there with you until you be discharged. So let's learn to appreciate them in simple ways. Just saying thank you. Thank you. It really means a lot to a nurse who is attending to you. I also remember a certain day I was attending to the patient. I was about to give, I had an injection, a painkiller. So it was 3 times a day. So I was going to give at around 2 p.m. medication. I went there with an injection and I explained to her, "Mom, how are you doing? You know, how was your day? So today I have come with a painkiller. I want to give you a painkiller as a small injection." And she was like, "Why all these injections? Like, umenidunga sindano mingi sana, you know. I have to confirm with my doctor if he prescribed an injection at 2 p.m. And I was like, hey, okay. I told her, I'll be patient. You can just ask the doctor, but it's a prescription. I'm not mad just to wake up and come for you to give you medication that is not due or that's not meant for you. Like, you have a painkiller. And remember, this is a same patient who will complain to you that she's in pain. So you can imagine that. Then she's like, I want to confirm with the doctor, you know, why all these injections? And I'm like, I'm just a simple nurse, you know. Go ahead and ask your doctor. And she's there dialing the phone, and the doctor is like, I'm in the emergency. He was in theater. The doctor was in theater, and he told her he will be back to her. And she was like, she actually insisted. She asked, Doc, I want to speak to you. I wanted to explain to you why all these injections, you know. So the doctor had to tell him, or to tell her, sorry, that she had an injection. He prescribed painkiller for 2 days. That's three times a day for 2 days. Imagine. So the doctor said she need an injection again. That's when she accepted. Then I gave her the injection. Not even a simple thank you. Imagine, she clicked at me. She clicked and I just said thank you and I left. You know, as a nurse, you just have to understand each and every patient. You know, at the end of the day, you will meet such people. You just meet such people on your shift, no matter what you do, no matter how good you are at them. But you don't have to show them that you also have attitude, or you are just trying to adjust with them. You know, you take them the way they are. At the end of the day, they are the ones who make us, or who make us to earn that simple coins. So yeah, I just thanked her and I left her there comfortably. And I just thought, like, why? But it's not even worth it. Why are you not even appreciating me, simple things that I'm doing, you know? Why are you even clicking at me? So actually, some patients also, they just make our life so hard. Like, how to appreciate nurses. Don't be rude to these people, just be good. All we need is just respect, and not showing us a lot of attitude. Don't show us that you know much. Even if you are a nurse, even if you are a medic, there is something that made you to be in that hospital bed. It doesn't mean that you know everything. So please always respect nurses with whatever they do, whatever small or big. Just appreciate them and show them some respect and love. We are all but human beings. We also have feelings. It doesn't mean that all the time when you come in the room we have to smile all the time, you know. Sometimes we try so hard, like, to make you comfortable in that bed. We get traumatized in so many ways, but at the end of the day, we have to ask you how you are feeling, you know. And it doesn't mean that we don't have feelings also. So with a lot of pressure that we go through our work, in our daily life, at work, sometimes it's really hard and it's really traumatizing to even explain to you guys. So yeah, not all nurses are rude. Actually, most of the nurses are so sweet. And if you want your life to be so comfortable and you have just a peaceful environment, just treat nurses in a good way. Like, talk to them softly, talk to them with respect, and they will be always there to listen to you. As I told you guys, nurses are like the backbone of every hospital, because when you enter in the door, the first person you see, maybe it's a nurse. You pass through the registration, and the reception will send you to the triage room. That's where you will first meet a nurse. And all through, up to admission, maybe you are coming to be admitted for some few days, you will always be in a company of a nurse. And you can just ignore, you cannot just ignore you are talking to the nurse until you be discharged. In one point or another, you will need the assistance of this nurse. So we all need to respect nurses with their work and appreciate them. Just saying thank you with the simple things that they do, it really matters a lot. And also, some doctors are just from hell. We have those doctors who are grandiose, just like they are there to show us they know everything, they went to school. Okay, we respect that. You went to school, maybe you have your own PhD, maybe degree, whatever you have. But also know that you cannot do without nurses, for heaven's sake. A doctor will come, maybe he prescribed a doctor will come, maybe he prescribed a certain medication for a patient, and maybe this medication was not in the pharmacy, or maybe it delayed to be issued from the pharmacy, and maybe you delayed for some reasons not to give this medication on time to his client, and he will come asking, like rudely asking, why is the medication not given? Like, it's just like ordering. Like, there's not that respect. There's not some doctors actually are very, very unprofessional. The way they approach nurses is in a very unprofessional manner. They'll come asking nurses rudely why this is not done, why this is not done at the right place, at the right time, you know. And it's all about system. If something delayed in the pharmacy, am I not I'm not an angel to know certain medication is out of stock, you know. And maybe it delayed issued. Of course, we have other departments, people are coming to pick medication. It delayed because of one or two reasons. I cannot just go with and give the medication that is not prescribed, so I just have to wait. Then this doctor comes rudely asking you, stressing you, asking you many questions that you should not even be answering some things. Like, why can't you go and question the pharmacy, you know, why it delayed? Or if this medication is urgent, and those people who are in pharmacy are not even, they are not cooperating. You tell them this drug is urgent, but someone tells you we have more urgent drugs that is needed, so yours can wait. What do you do as a nurse in such a situation? So a doctor who comes and approaches you in a bad way really demoralizes you, and this is the same doctor who will come tomorrow to ask you about his patient, and you have to answer him, you know. So because of that respect, that rapport, the professionalism that you have just to be good to this doctor, you know. At the end of the day, you don't have to ignore him. You are working with him, it's like your colleague. You cannot just ignore him. In case of anything, you have to communicate to that doctor. Or maybe there was some lab work that needed to be done to a certain client, and also because of one or two reasons, the lab work was not done on time. Or maybe it was done but not issued on time. I don't know if you're getting me. Like, something just happened and you did not get the information on time just before you contact the doctor, and the doctor comes rudely just to quarrel you, or to start telling you all sorts of words, how stupid you are, you know, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know your work, you know. There are just some doctors who are just very unprofessional, and I really hate such kind of doctors. Like, man. And these are the same doctors who will come, they want you to take them to rounds, they want you to tell about how their patients are doing, you know. So doctors also, you have to respect nurses, because you all know that you cannot do without nurses. That's actually the truth. Even if you do your own hospitals in the clinics, it will require you at some point to have a nurse. Like, let's just respect each other. So guys, I hope you get some of the things that confuses people. Think that nurses are rude. Actually, nurses are not rude. We are the sweetest people in the hospital. Like, we are very approachable, we are very caring, we are very kind, you know. And very few people. And guys, also, you also confuse us with our face, you know. Some people who are nurses have their own serious face. Some nurses are just serious, you know. Also, I think most of the people judge us a lot. A person can just, or a patient can just look at you and say you are not approachable. Like, I cannot just approach this nurse. Like, akienda to certain hospital, akutane na huyo nurse, the way ana appear and everything, and she's like, huyo nurse mtu wa kuongelesha. And for heaven's sake, you have not even greeted me. You have not even greeted me. Kama umenisalimia nikakataa kukujibu, that means something else. But you cannot just judge me by the way I look, by the way I'm dressing, by the way I'm walking. So that makes most of the people to conclude that nurses are not approachable. We are too serious. We rarely smile, you know, certain like things. And let me tell you guys, once you approach me, or once you come with a good attitude, once you come with a good rapport, you want to ask simple questions, you know, simple questions that are really important to a nurse. Like, I hope you get my point. When you come to a hospital, and maybe you are coming to a hospital, have just admitted you, and you are asking me, hi sister, how are you doing? I'm telling you I'm fine, and you are asking, and what are some of the danger signs during pregnancy? You know, that really concerns me a lot, and it means maybe you have certain problem, or you want to know something, you know. And someone who is coming, I've just admitted you, and you greet me and you are asking, mbona hii jiki inanuka hivyo? Like, you know, it's just some minor things. So when in the first appearance, or in the first impression, and you are asking me certain question, it makes me feel like you are too petty or something. So it really actually matters also the way you ask questions, the way we don't discourage asking questions, but the important thing is ask them at the right time, especially to the right person. Umeacha mtu mwenye anampanguza hapo, you know, ama mtu anakuja kupanguza kwa room yako, someone is cleaning your room and you didn't even ask what kind of detergent this person is using. Maybe it's irritating you, only for you to ring the bell to call a nurse, to ask the nurse, why is that detergent smelling like that? So, for heaven's sake, and remember, I was maybe giving medication, I was maybe attending to someone who is bleeding, I was maybe going to theater to pick a patient from theater, and I'm here answering your question, why is this jig smelling like that? So actually, we also need to understand. Or someone rings the bell, or someone calls a nurse goes in the room, and you don't even greet someone, you don't even greet that nurse. You are like, raise for me this bed, ninulie kitanda. Like, why can't you why can't you ask me in, for heaven's sake, you are requesting, and I can even choose not to raise the bed for you. But you know, we are in Kenyan hospitals, so we have to do actually, especially for private hospitals. Mtu akikwambia raise for me this bed, like that's what she expects you to do. Like, but kusema ukweli, when someone tells you to raise the bed and you tell her, finya hii button, hapa ndo inainulia kitanda, is that being rude? Yeah, is that being rude, guys? You are asking me to raise for me a bed and I'm showing you how to. Is that being rude? That way you will hear maybe an in charge or matron or a team leader asking you why you refuse to raise a bed for certain client. They will escalate. They will go and they will ask for in charge's number. They will complain about the nurse who refused to raise the bed for her. Or short, guys, what I'm telling you, the way we approach these nurses, it really matters. And for heaven's sake, we are just human beings. We sometimes get tired, we sometimes get overwhelmed, get stressed, and sometimes it's too much for us to bear. and only for you to call us or to call a nurse to raise for you a bed when we had a very, very bad day. Remember, we are also answerable to so many people. You are also answerable to the team leader is looking at you to do your best. The in charge wants the best for you. You are overwhelmed with so many patients, and these patients also need your care. So guys, sometimes it becomes so hard even to explain to the patients how you are feeling, and you are like traumatized psychologically, and no one is there even to care. And when you are caring or when you are attending to a patient and you cannot even receive a thank you from a patient, it's really demoralizing so much, especially if you are attending to a patient and this patient clicks at you. For heaven's sake, what have you done? You know, if you are just embarrassed with some of your things, maybe kuna vitu zinakusumbua huko nyumbani, you are stressed, just talk to the nurse. You know, she'll be there for you, she will help you, and for that reason we will understand what you are going through. But for you just to keep quiet and that someone is attending to you and you are clicking back to them, it's very, very unfortunate, and it's lack of respect, guys. Yeah, so let's learn how to approach these precious people in hospital. Nurses are so precious. Let me tell you, it's very rare when you go to a hospital when you are about to die or when you are bleeding almost to death. It's very rare you to find a doctor who will be there standby to help you. It's very, very, very rare. You will go there and the first person who will attend to you, even if it's just checking your blood pressure, it is a nurse who will attend to you, who will communicate to the doctor, and the doctor is now the one who will just come later when things are maybe better, when the nurses have tried to do something, you know. So always learn to respect nurses in whatever situation you are. Even if you are in much pain, you are in a lot of pain, you are in a very stressful environment, just try to understand us. Also, we are also human beings, and the nature of our work, it's really overwhelming sometimes. We cannot be good all the times. We know that we have our own challenges and no one is perfect, and maybe we cannot satisfy you the way you want, but at the end of the day, know that we tried our best, the best that we could have done at that time. Yeah, we just need also someone who, or some patients also, to understand that we are just human beings and we have also our shortcomings. Yeah, so guys, please, like, what I'm just requesting you is to approach nurses with respect and to understand that we are also human beings that go through a lot of stressful challenges, and sometimes it becomes too much for us to bear. And when you ask a nurse, maybe this nurse is not answering, there must be something. If you are a good patient, follow up, ask her, what's wrong? I remember one day I was also I also have to give you stories, guys. I also had a very, very bad day, and I was attending to a patient. You know, the way I normally go to the room, of course you have to greet to the patient, you create some rapport, and I was about to do something. I think there was a certain procedure I was to do. I think it was cannulating or giving medication. And this mom was like, no, Mary, you are not well. You know, we have name tags. When you go to the shift, when you're attending to a patient, you always need to have a name tag. So she was like, Mary, you are not well. You are not well, sister. What is bothering you? Like, she was really concerned. And I was like, Mom, I'm fine. I'm really fine. And she was like, no, Mary, can you come, we talk later? You know, that means a patient really cares for you also. This is a patient who cares. And at the end of the day, maybe you will not talk to her, or maybe you will not tell her what you are going through. But at least you feel relieved that there's someone who also cares for you. So guys, I hope you have learned something. Something that I want you to learn more, that I want to tell you, nurses are not rude. It has there are so many reasons that makes people think that we are rude. One being the way you judge us too much. You really judge us too much. Let me tell you, that is the one of the main reasons. People judge us too much. when you just appear to the patient, you want to talk to her, and that patient will just say, the way I'm seeing this nurse, it's not even approachable, you know. Another reason is the nature of our work, just the way our work is. Things changes so fast. 1 minute you are okay, 1 minute you have a calm ward, another minute you have a lot of emergencies coming in, you have a lot of people with who comes in who are really bleeding, who needs urgent immediate care. Another minute there's a patient who is almost dying, who needs oxygen. Another minute. So our nature of work, things can change so dramatic, and you are wondering what type of a day is this. Like, you feel so traumatized emotionally until you forget. You know, another thing, sometimes we also have pressure from patients, just patients with attitude, patients who don't even understand you, pressure from your in charges, the team leaders, the matron. They want you to be perfect, and they all understand no one is perfect. We all know that. Lazima, you will have your own shortcomings, you will have your own challenges. No one is perfect. So they want you to do the best. You have all the pressures. They want this to be done this way. And also another thing, we have doctors from hell. I told you that. Doctors from hell who want to tell us that they are doctors now. They come with a commanding language. They want this to be done. They want this to be done. Doctors who cannot... who are approachable, unapproachable. Like, you cannot just discuss something with them. You know, you have those doctors also. Then at the end of the day also, we have to give you the best. So I hope you understand this, guys, and I hope you will change the perspective of saying nurses are rude. I don't say all nurses are good, but maybe we have some few, and remember also there are also reasons that makes them to be that way or to behave that way. And I hope you will change the perspective that you normally see in a nurse. Yeah. And I hope, guys, will start respecting nurses more. You will start approaching nurses with respect. And yeah, let's have or let's make each one's life to be simple, you know. When you come in a hospital, our expectation as nurses is just to give you a calm environment, a peaceful environment, to give you hope, to treat you, and, you know, to pray that you get a quick recovery and you just go home in peace. Yeah, so I hope, guys, you understand the situation and you understand nurses are just human beings. Yeah, leave a comment, guys. Let me know any kind of situation that you thought a nurse was rude to you in any hospital. Leave a comment, let me know, guys. And yeah, I hope this video is helpful to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me end this there. Don't forget to subscribe, to share this video with your friends, like the video, and comment. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.